Let's talk about how this all started. So after working with thousands of estheticians as both an educator and product developer, I kept seeing the same thing over and over again. Incredible treatments, but underwhelming or inconsistent outcomes. And it wasn't because the professionals weren't skilled. It was because of what came after. Post care was often too generic, non-existent, too harsh, or completely mismatched to the quality of the treatment itself. I wanted to create something that could meet that exact moment when the skin is vulnerable, it's healing, it's full of potential. That window after a procedure is where results are either amplified or stalled. TalaDerma was created to fill that gap, to support the skin in the phase where real transformation happens. One thing I noticed again and again was that many pros were relying on their modality to do the heavy lifting. So whether that was a microneedling, peel, an energy-based device, the assumption was this should be enough to fix pigmentation, scarring, aging, all the things. But those modalities are only part of the story. Let's take microneedling for pigmentation as an example. Can it help with pigmentation? Yes, it can. But if we're not managing inflammation, calming the skin, and delivering the right ingredient in that post-treatment window, we're not only limiting results, there is a potential that we might actually worsen the pigmentation. I can't tell you how many times I've had an esthetician message me or call me saying my client's pigment got worse after whatever the treatment was, modality, peel, you name it. And they were told by that company's rep or trainer, just keep going, it gets worse before it gets better. And yes, sometimes that is true, but not always. Especially when we're working on our higher Fitzpatricks, that's not a comment or a recommendation that should be given lightly. We really need to understand what's happening in the skin. Sometimes the pigment isn't purging, it's actually progressing. And that's a problem we can prevent when we have proper post care, smarter post care. Is that a risk you're willing to take when you see pigment get worse, that you're just going to keep pushing it? I wouldn't. So that's where ingredient synergy comes in. When your post-treatment ingredients work with your modality, everything changes. You go from good results to great ones, safely, more predictable, and faster. This is for professionals who are results driven. You want transformation, you want visible change, consistent results that your clients talk about. You're already using powerful tools, modalities, again, those peels, those collagen induction devices, your hydrodermabrasion, your dermaplaning, your lasers, all of those. But you know that what happens after the treatment can make or break the outcome. TalaDerma was created with that in mind. This line was built for professionals who want recovery support that's scientifically sound, easy to use, and it fits right into what you're already doing. There's no need to complicate things, um, redo your protocols, retrain your staff. It integrates very easily into what you already have. If we haven't connected yet, I'm Karla Pelaez-Barrick. I am an aesthetic nurse, educator, and founder of TalaDerma. Over the past 20 years, I've worked hands-on in the treatment room, coached estheticians and spa owners. I've consulted for leading skincare brands. I've even created a professional skincare device, though my current focus now is firmly on what happens after the treatment. And now I'm bringing you something that fills a real gap in our industry. Post-treatment solutions designed for professionals who want better results without irritation or complicated protocols. We spend a lot of time focusing on the device, the peel, the depth, but one of the most overlooked variables is timing. The 24 to 72 hours after a treatment is what's called the healing window. This is when the skin is most permeable, vulnerable, and receptive. It means that it's also when you have the most opportunity to influence the outcome. When your client has just had a microneedling or a medium depth peel, The skin doesn't care where the nutrients come from. It just needs it, and it needs it fast. That's why applying a targeted booster right after treatment can drastically reduce downtime, improve visible results, and even reduce the risk of complications like your PIH, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. You're giving the skin exactly what it's looking for, what it's signaling for. It's not about just throwing on a moisturizer and hoping for the best. This window is your chance to direct the healing, reduce the irritation, and push your results even further. Studies show that skin metabolism increases during this time, and that ingredients like peptides, NAD+, and antioxidants are far more effective when delivered during this post-treatment state. But here's the thing, what you choose to apply during this phase can either support the results or complicate them. That's why this moment matters. This is where TalaDerma comes in. We built the line around this exact window, so you're not wasting that moment or the treatment. NAD+, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, or NAD+, for short. This is a key ingredient in almost every TalaDerma formula. It's a coenzyme found in all living cells, and it's essential for energy production and cellular repair. In skincare, NAD+ is gaining attention for its role in helping skin appear more resilient, radiant, and youthful, especially after professional treatments where the skin is actively working to recover and rebuild. As we age, our natural levels of NAD+ decline. That means skin has to work harder to bounce back, which can show up as dullness, uneven texture, or even slow recovery. By replenishing NAD+ topically, we're supporting the skin's own repair signals, hydration balance, collagen function, all without triggering irritation. Unlike ingredients that simply sit on the surface or signal externally, NAD+ works inside the skin's own processes, helping to recharge and revitalize the appearance of skin after treatments. During wound healing, the skin demands a surge of energy to rebuild. NAD+ acts as a cellular power source, fueling that regeneration process. It supports enzymatic activity tied to DNA repair, barrier restoration, and collagen synthesis, making it one of the most effective bioactive ingredients we can offer during the recovery window. In short, it gives the skin the energy it needs to do what it already knows how to do, which is recover, renew, and perform better. I like to say NAD+ is like plugging the skin into a charger. It gives your skin the energy it needs to function at its best. Let's quickly talk about how NAD+ compares to other popular regenerative actives like growth factors and exosomes. I know many of you in here are already or using one or both of these, so I want to make sure that we address this. It's a question I get often. So growth factors and exosomes, they act as messengers. They send signals. They're signaling, they're messengers, they're signals that influence how the skin behaves. And that can be absolutely useful, especially for regeneration. But those ingredients are delivering instructions from the outside in. What sets NAD+ apart is that it's not a signal from outside the body. It's a coenzyme that already exists in every living cell. So rather than instructing the skin like a growth factor or exosome might, NAD+ empowers the skin to do what it's biologically designed to do, faster and more efficiently. It's internal support, not external instruction. It fuels the skin cells' actual energy and repair pathways. It doesn't tell the cell what to do, but it gives the cell the fuel that it needs to function better, recover faster, respond more efficiently to the treatment that you just performed. Now, I'm not saying that NAD+ is better, but it is different. It's also compatible with those growth factors and exosomes. You can absolutely use it alongside of those based on what the skin needs. Here's where it stands out. NAD Plus supports post-treatment recovery without overstimulation. It helps manage oxidative stress, preserves skin function, and supports long-term skin resilience. That's extremely helpful when the skin is inflamed, it's pigment prone, or it's healing. So while growth factors and exosomes offer incredible value, NAD Plus brings a unique foundation of cellular support, and that's what makes it so powerful in the healing window. Our boosters. These are your pro-only post-treatment recovery. They are applied immediately after your advanced treatments. Advanced treatments, I'm just going to say advanced treatments from here on, otherwise I'm going to keep repeating the same thing. Your advanced treatments are going to be your collagen induction, whether that is a microchanneling, a microneedling, also your energy devices, your lasers, your RF microneedling, your dermaplaning, hydrodermabrasion, microdermabrasion, chemical peels, advanced modalities. I'm just going to say advanced modalities from here on, okay? So these are applied immediately after your advanced modalities while the skin is still open, responsive, in that critical healing window. Each formula is designed to target a specific need, whether that's calming inflammation, reducing pigment risk, supporting collagen, improving acne scars, or strengthening the barrier. We have 3 formulas to choose from depending on the treatment and your client's goals. These are precision tools, not general post-care. So I like to think of them as precision tools. Let's walk through each one, starting with Cicaderm. Cicaderm is your go-to when the skin needs calming, healing, barrier support. This formula was designed for post-treatment skin that's vulnerable, inflamed, or at risk for pigment complications. It's especially ideal for rosacea-prone skin, sensitive skin types, post-acne that's in its early stages of scarring, your clients with higher Fitzpatrick's who are more prone to post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, stretch marks in its early stages as well. The way I remember when to pull Cicaderm is I think of red, right? Your inflammation, those early acne scars, early stretch marks, rosacea, inflammation. If you think of redness in the skin, you'll likely need Cicaderm is what you'll be pulling. So let's talk about what's inside this and why it works. So NAD Plus, it is the core of all TalaDerma formulas. There's one product we have that does not have it, but everything else does. NAD Plus, again, it helps with cellular energy, supports skin renewal, and it boosts the skin's natural recovery process. And then we have Centella asiatica, also known as Cica. This is a well-loved botanical for a good reason. It calms inflammation, it supports wound healing, helps reinforce the skin barrier, making it perfect for anything that compromises the epidermis. We also have kojic acid in here, which is a natural brightener. It helps regulate pigment formation. This is key when you're trying to prevent post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. Prevent. Okay, so that's our keyword there, especially in those higher Fitzpatricks. We also have ergothioneine. This is a powerhouse antioxidant that shields stressed or inflamed skin from oxidative damage. It works synergistically with NAD Plus to support a healthy recovery environment. Crocus chrysanthus extract. This one helps promote epidermal regeneration and visible skin renewal. It makes it a great choice for post-acne, post-stretch marks in early stages. Inflammation is one of the top contributors to post-treatment complications like PIH, discomfort, extended downtime. Cicaderm targets this with a multi-pathway support. So it has calming peptides, barrier strengthening actives, and NAD Plus to energize recovery. It's especially useful in clients with pigment risk or sensitive compromised skin. We also include Included glucosaminoglycans in here. It's a naturally occurring molecule that helps bind water in the skin, supports collagen and elastin structure, and assists in the repair of damaged tissue. It acts like a hydration scaffolding. It reinforces the skin's resilience as it recovers. Altogether, this formula helps reduce downtime, soothe inflammation, and prevent complications while giving you a recovery phase that feels supportive and non-irritating. LumiVive is your go-to when you're working on pigment, uneven tones, and skin that's been stressed by environmental exposure. It's ideal for pigmentation, melasma, dullness, discoloration after acne or sensitive skin, breakout-prone clients. This formula works beautifully with all your advanced modalities. All the formulas do. Key ingredients in this one are going to be arbutin, THD, which is a tetrahexyl desyl ascorbate, a lipid-soluble form of stable vitamin C, and Biden's pilosa, which helps fade pigment and brighten tone. We also have glutathione and mushroom extract that defend against oxidative stress and calm the skin. When we talk about pigment correction, we're not just addressing melanin production. We're also supporting the skin's detoxification and antioxidant response. LumiVive uses ingredients like the arbutin, glutathione, and stabilized forms of vitamin C to target both visible pigment and the oxidative stress that worsens it. That's key. Visible pigment and the oxidative stress that worsens it. What I love about LumiVive is that it multitasks. It doesn't just brighten, it's also soothing, it protects, it balances, making it a safe and effective option across any skin type, any skin type. And side note, all TalaDerma products are fragrance-free, dye-free, and acne-safe. So you can trust these products in any scenario you encounter. I don't want to confuse anyone when it comes to pigmentation because I know I talked about PIH in the previous formula, which was Cicaderm. So I want to clarify that a little bit. This is a general guideline. If you are working to prevent PIH, especially in those higher Fitzpatrick's type, inflamed skin, compromised barrier, Cicaderm will be your go-to. When it's time to correct visible pigment that's already there, LumiVive is what you'll want to reach for. It steps in with the antioxidant-rich, pigment-regulating support that's still gentle enough for sensitive skin. Our third formulation is VitaFirm. This formula I reach for when the goal is collagen remodeling. We want firmer skin, improved texture. Helpful for aging skin, visible laxity, roughness, atrophic acne scars, or softened stretch marks. Treatments that are targeting firmness. And here, I don't want to lose you either when it comes to the scars because I know we talked about scarring in Cicaderm. Cicaderm will be your early stages acne scars and stretch marks, the ones that are still red or pink. Once they are no longer red or pink, they're older, they're atrophic acne scars, VitaFirm is the one that you'll choose because now we're in remodeling. And I don't want to make it confusing. I do have a product use guide that's available when you purchase these products, and it will tell you which formula to choose depending on the stage that the scar is in, the pigmentation is in. This formula combines Matrixyl 3000, which is a proven peptide complex that stimulates collagen production. It has GHKCU. This one is a standout ingredient in this formula. GHKCU is a copper peptide. This is considered the gold standard of copper peptides. It's the most studied form and it carries a signature blue tint. So like I said, no dyes. If you see the blue, that is the GHKCU. It's well known for stimulating collagen and elastin, accelerating wound healing, and promoting healthier, firmer skin over time. And of course, we have our NAD+. We also have biotin, resveratrol, and zinc in this formulation, and those strengthen the skin from the inside out. We also have hydrators in here like panthenol and hyaluronic acid to support the barrier, a smoother, more resilient barrier. What I love about VitaFirm is that it works not just on aging, but also texture, scarring, loss of firmness. It makes it a very versatile recovery tool in your arsenal. And just a reminder that while the boosters are designed to be used immediately post-treatment in that healing window, recovery doesn't stop there. What your clients use in the days and weeks that follow will either amplify or stall or hinder the results you created in the treatment room. And that is where our Ampoules come in. These were designed to extend and reinforce your treatment outcomes, especially when used daily at home. So they're not just optional add-ons, retail extras. They are part of your treatment strategy, your treatment protocol. These Ampoules give you flexibility. You can layer them into your protocols during gentler services, like if you're doing just a facial without an advanced modality, you can use the Ampoules in your back bar during those services, but they are also a home care product for ongoing support between your advanced treatments. So while the boosters are pro only for your treatment room, the Ampoules are multi-purpose. They can be in your back bar for those gentler services that you have, and then they are also home care for your clients to support the treatments that you're doing for them in the treatment room. These are perfect for home care, for maintenance facials, for supporting sensitive skin that can't tolerate aggressive treatment. They integrate easily into your retail, your home care plan, giving your clients an effective way to stay consistent and invested in their results. If they are investing in those professional treatments, they need to be protecting that at home with the right products. Okay. You can't invest in an advanced modality and then go home and just use whatever's available. There's a strategy there to get the most out of your professional treatments. I know many of you in here have heard me talk about the 80-20 rule before, and I cannot stress that enough. So the 80-20 rule in skincare is that 80% of your results are going to come from what you do at home, and 20% are going to be from your professional treatments. If you think about it, your clients are home much more than they are in your treatment room. So what they do at home is just as important, if not more important, than the professional treatment that they are getting. Because if they're getting a professional treatment but not supporting it, they're not really getting the most for their investment. Cicaderm Ampoule. So the Ampoules, these are the home care piece. This is your daily go-to for sensitive skin, stress, reactive skin. It's designed for clients that need to calm inflammation, strengthen the barrier, and promote long-term recovery. I like using this for post-acne scars that are in its early stages, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, rosacea, barrier damage, flare-ups. Again, red, like I was saying earlier, when you think of red, inflammation, all of that, Cicaderm is going to be your go-to there. A lot of the ingredients from our boosters to our Ampoules are mirrored, and then there are some that are unique to each formulation. So Cicaderm Ampoule, our key ingredients include soothing and anti-inflammatory properties like Centella asiatica, ergothioneine, and acetyl tetrapeptide 2. This formula here has lots of different peptides. It is a peptide-rich formula. We also have barrier support and repair from hyaluronic acid, acetyl hexapeptide 37, and other peptides. We have pigment control and tone regulation, and that is going to come from kojic acid, niacinamide, acetylglucosamine, and then of course cellular energy and resilience coming from the NAD+. This formula isn't just for recovery, it builds skin strength over time. I often recommend it after actives, peels, more aggressive modalities. It helps reduce visible redness and irritation while giving the skin what it needs to bounce back stronger and more balanced. Lumivive is your daily ampule for glow, pigment control, environmental defense, especially for clients who want results but can't tolerate the usual suspects when it comes to pigmentation. It was designed for skin that can't tolerate those harsher brighteners, lighteners, but still needs to look alive, even, and radiant. So let's talk about why or what this formulation does. Vitamin C. Vitamin C here, we have two forms of vitamin C here. We use a dual formula approach for broad spectrum brightening without irritation. The first one is MAP, magnesium ascorbyl phosphate. This one is a water-soluble, stable form of vitamin C that's gentle. It brightens on the surface and boosts antioxidant defense. And then the second one is THD, tetrahexyldecyl ascorbate. This is an oil or lipid soluble form of vitamin C that penetrates deeper, supports collagen, and fades deeper pigment over time. So the key here is the two stable forms of vitamin C, non-irritating. This combination makes it ideal for sensitive or reactive skin types. Our other key ingredients are arbutin and licorice root. These are tyrosinase inhibitors that fade discoloration gently. It's perfect for clients with melasma, post-acne scars, or sunspots. We also have glutathione, which is a master antioxidant with bonus pigment regulating properties. It's like a cleanup crew and a prevention team in one. And it has mushroom extract, which is an antioxidant, and then of course NAD plus to recharge the skin at the cellular level. It also has cottonseed and linseed oils to soften and condition the skin without clogging pores. So as I mentioned earlier, it is acne safe. All of them are acne safe and barrier friendly. What I love about Lumivive is that it doesn't just work on one step of pigment formation. It hits multiple stages of melanogenesis. So for tyrosinase activation, we have arbutin and licorice root extract to inhibit tyrosinase. Melanosome maturation is disrupted by glutathione. Transfer is inhibited by the vitamin C, both THD and MAP. Niacinamide can also help disrupt transfer of melanin to keratinocytes. Oxidative stress and inflammation is reduced by the glutathione and mushroom extract, which defend against free radicals that can trigger pigment formation in the first place. So you're not just fading dark spots, you're getting ahead of the entire pigment cycle. I often recommend Lumivive for daytime protection and pigment support, especially for clients who spend a lot of time outdoors, work under LED lights, but it's gentle enough for both AM and PM use. My little pro tip here is if you really want to target PIH or stubborn discoloration, is to use Lumivive in the morning and Cicaderm at night to calm the inflammation, strengthen the barrier, and support even skin tone from multiple angles. And then we have VitaFirm, which is for skin that's feeling tired, thin, just not bouncing back the way it used to, whether that's due to aging, stress, hormonal shifts, or post-treatment depletion. This ampule is your go-to for rebuilding strength, resilience, and visible firmness over time. This isn't just about anti-aging, it's about skin vitality. I recommend this for clients with signs of laxity, dullness, fine lines, anyone experiencing collagen loss from stress, menopause, chronic inflammation. Our key ingredients here are going to be GHKCU copper peptide, again the gold standard when it comes to copper peptides. It's well studied, shown to stimulate collagen production, improve elasticity, even skin tone, and it's what gives the formula the signature blue color that it has. And then Matrixyl 3000, another well-studied peptide complex that helps reduce wrinkle depth, improve elasticity. It's like a boot camp for fibroblasts that retrains skin to behave more youthfully. Apple stem cell extract, that one supports skin longevity and renewal. It's a botanical signal or booster for tired skin cells. And then, of course, NAD+. Resveratrol and alpha lipoic acid. These are potent antioxidants that help protect collagen from breakdown while neutralizing free radical damage from UV and pollution. It's ideal for clients that live in urban areas or have oxidative stress from lifestyle or environment. It also has hydration and barrier support from panthenol and hyaluronic acid to nourish, soothe, and lock in moisture. It keeps the skin plump and supple. My pro tip for this one is sometimes I will rotate this with Lumivive, depending on what the skin needs. So for example, Lumivive in the morning for antioxidant protection, pigment control, and support. And then in the evening, VitaFirm for repair, regeneration, sort of like a tag team. Lumivive handles the day shift, it protects, it brightens, and then VitaFirm is a night shift that helps to repair and rebuild. Biome Restore. This is our last product, and this is the one that does not contain NAD+. This is the only product in the line that does not contain NAD+. Biome Restore is one of those products that you and your clients don't realize you need until you've used it. And then it becomes a staple and you can't live without it. This is more than just a facial oil. It's your finishing touch for healing and moisture. So let's break it down. Key ingredients, squalane. This mimics your skin's natural lipids, making it a top-tier moisture sealer without clogging pores. Panthenol triacetate. This is a stabilized form of panthenol that speeds up recovery and eases inflammation. And then our Centella asiatica and black seed oil. This brings calming power and antioxidant support into the formula. This oil was designed specifically for that post-treatment moment when the skin is dry, tight, needs a little extra TLC post-procedure, especially something like a microneedling, microchanneling, where the client experiences transepidermal water loss, or any time that the barrier is vulnerable. So unlike occlusives that sit on top of the skin, Biome Restore uses biomimetic oils and biomimetic oils that the skin actually recognizes and integrates. The squalane, the panthenol triacetate, and centella, they all work synergistically to restore moisture and balance and also calm irritation. So for home use, your client can press or apply 4 to 6 drops onto their skin in the morning and at night. This will be after their ampoules or serums. And in the treatment room, it's your final step to seal in the boosters or the ampoules and calm the skin before you put SPF on if you're going to be applying SPF. It absorbs quickly, it layers well. It's not going to leave the skin greasy. It's just going to give a dewy look to the skin that's comfortable and protected. And are you still using a moisturizer with Biome Restore? Okay, so for me, for example, in the winter when it's a lot colder, my skin is a lot drier, I am using the Biome Restore and then applying a moisturizer on top of it. Right now, we're summertime, it's warmer weather. I am only using the Biome Restore and I'm not using an additional moisturizer on top of that. I just use my Biome Restore and then my SPF on top of that. Integrating TalaDerma into your treatment. So let's bring it all together. This is incredibly easy to integrate into your modalities and protocols that you already have. So immediately post-treatment, any of your advanced modalities, you are going to select the booster that's appropriate for your client's needs, and you're going to apply that onto the skin. You are not needling in the boosters, they are being applied afterwards. You can nano infuse the boosters though. And I can talk about that on another webinar, or if you're wanting to nano infuse it, reach out to me. The goal here is to deliver the high performance recovery ingredients in that healing window, right after your professional treatment. And then after that, you're going to seal it with the Biome Restore. This is going to calm the skin, reinforce the barrier, help lock in those actives. Basically, you're going to follow the protocol for whatever device or modality that you're using. So if it's a device, a peel, follow the protocol that they have. Once you've completed that treatment, then you'll go in with the booster and then the Biome Restore. Super, super simple. At home, the at-home strategy is to send clients home with the matching ampule, not necessarily matching. Sometimes I might use a booster for a certain reason in the treatment room, but send them home with an ampule that targets their specific skin issue. So you're going to send them home with the ampule that's appropriate for their skin, and also the Biome Restore oil. And this will support healing and extend the benefits of your professional treatment at home. Super easy home care protocol, and that supports healing, strengthens the skin, and it makes your professional treatments even better. These results are the outcome of intentional care and ingredient synergy. So again, your boosters, those are highly concentrated boosters that are meant for immediately after your professional treatments. Your ampules are what you're going to send your clients home with. You can also use them in your facials if you're not doing advanced modalities. You can use it in your back bar and apply those during your facials instead of the boosters. And then same with Biome Restore, that's going to be a professional product and also a take-home product to help with moisture retention and barrier support. So let's look at some of these before and afters. So the one on the top there, that before picture doesn't actually capture what was happening at the to the skin during this moment here. This was a client that did an at-home peel and a dermaplane, I believe is what she said. Ended up with a chemical burn. The skin was blistered and sensitive and very inflamed. This is just Biome Restore oil, and the after photo is 24 hours, less than 24 hours after using Biome Restore oil on that. Bottom right, rosacea with also some kind of flare-up sensitivity happening there. That one is Cicaderm and Biome Restore oil. And then the one to the right is going to be some textural issues, some atrophic acne scars, VitaFirm and Biome Restore for that one there on the right. Then a few more here. On the left, you're seeing pigmentation, melasma. This one is the tag team of Lumivive and VitaFirm, and then also using Biome Restore. The middle one and the right one, I might be getting them backwards. One is a Cicaderm and one is a Lumivive, both with Biome Restore. But you can see in that middle picture just how much more glow she has in her skin. Before photo, it was a little bit dull. Looks like it's lacking some moisture, textural issues there. And you can see the difference that made there. So, okay. Before we wrap it up, if you have any other questions, go ahead and either unmute yourself or drop it in the chat, and I'm happy to answer that. Okay, so no, clients don't have to use two different ampules at home. You're always going to send them home with the one that addresses their primary issue. there's a couple things here, right? Their primary issue might only require one ampule. Their primary issue might require one ampule, but do better if they have two different formulations. Things to consider is also your client's budget, right? So considering their budget, considering their skin concern, you don't have to use two, you can use one. Okay. So as professionals, we know what happens after a treatment can make or break your results. The healing window is short but powerful, and TalaDerma was created to help you make the most of it. So whether you're treating pigment, aging, texture, sensitive skin, this line helps you deliver better outcomes, faster recoveries, and longer lasting results that your clients can see and feel. If you're ready to bring TalaDerma into your treatment room, I am going to go ahead and drop the order form and the product overview in the chat. Feel free to download those and save them to view later. My contact information is also here, so feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions after this webinar or as you're viewing the order form. If you need any assistance putting your order together, I'm available, and just reach out to me. Thank you for being here today and for being a part of this community that believes in smarter skin science and better outcomes beyond the better outcomes and better care beyond the treatment room. If you have any questions, like I said, I'm available. We can talk. You can call me right after this webinar. And I can't wait to see what you all achieve with TalaDerma.